Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars, let me see what spring.
Okay, today we are testing out some meta-betting stuff. So on Chris's side, I'm playing against Mr. Loud Chris here, Mr. Iron Gauntlet World Champion, WTC finalist and winner, unlike myself, which was just a WTC finalist. Today we have Karchev and Proxies.
2 Kodiaks, Juggernaut, and then 3 Armless Jacks, a Man-O-War, oh no,
What are the Armless Jacks?
they're all Mad Dogs.
So Mad Dogs are the ones, Man-O-Wars with the big bases?
Yep.
And the other big base, are they all Man-O-Wars?
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, are they all Mad Dogs?
Yeah, they're all Mad Dogs. So it's 9 Mad Dogs and 2 Tinkers.
Cool. And to try and take that on, I have about the same model count. I have 2 units of 3 Stormlancers with Lattimore. Kane 2 it is. Kane 2's battle group is Firefly and Dynamo. I've got Reinhold in there. I've got Lanissa. I have Lattimore. A Bragman. I have a Gunmage Captain Adept, and I actually put my Devil Dogs together, and they have Murdoch attached to them. So this is just general positioning game, because the Mad Dog spam is obviously a meta problem, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Today we've got Incursion. This is what the table looks like.
So we've got 2 forest, 2 trenches, 3 hills, and a puddle of water. Say the whole thing's water.
Yep, so we'll see how we go, and we'll keep you updated on turns. So rolling sides, Chris rolled a 1, and I rolled a 2. Good start. Ooh. Strong start. So this is what deployment looks like. I've chosen to go second and choose the side, so Karchev couldn't camp behind a forest on a flag and just be a total dickbag.
Right there. Perfect spot.
That's what deployment looks like. Chris, what's the interesting thing about your Mad Dogs on that side over there?
Well, for starters, I actually have pre-marked all the damage grids for damage to movement.
Because you don't have the right cards?
Partly. Also because...
But over here, if you were to put one more Mad Dog, would he be in control area?
He would not be. I kind of wanted my Juggernaut there, and no.
Oh, difficult.
It's a pretty big first world problem. That's bigger than, or rather, just on par of 12 inches. It's not great.
Excellent. So we'll see how we go. So Chris pre-marked all these damage boxes, and Karchev's first turn looks like that. He's run up there, he's just giving himself lots of options, and just generally, just put yourself in my face. Not a lot happens. Shit ran, Karchev put up the counter charge spell, which is called Battle
Charged. So the trick with this list is I've got Kodiaks which do this.
And he's also vented Steam.
I can't vent Steam after running, but it's irrelevant just right now. But for instance, before I run next turn, I can go vent Steam, then go. It should be good.
Cool.
Probably more relevant in other matchups.
Okay, Kane walked up. Kane took a couple of shots at this guy here. He crippled the movement, and he grievous wounded both of them. And yeah, he did 6 damage on a couple of boosted shots, so rolling casual 12s for the win.
Moops. Stupid die. It's using
Kane has heightened reflexes on himself. It's under that Devil Dog there. Murdoch, he mini-fitted for dig in. And the Gunmage Captain up with Fire Effect also did a few points of damage to that same guy.
Yep.
And everything else ran. That Firefly is facing straight ahead. So now it'll be Chris's turn 2. I think I've set up pretty well. Everything's just outside of threat range, and Karchev can't cut anything down.
Specifically wanted to put everyone outside of Karchev's Walken's Axe Spray, which is fair, because I can trigger Warpath that way.
And Axe Deodorant's never good. Alright, Chris, can you explain what happened to the table?
I basically had to look at that board for about 15 minutes trying to figure out what to do.
So there's a timer there.
Yeah.
I've had 1 turn, Chris has had 2.
There was a couple of things going on here. First of all, you've got Kane and this asshole over here, Ragman. Now, if Ragman can get onto me, especially if those Devil Dogs come into play, I have a very real risk, despite having 5 focus and being supposedly invincible, of just dying. But I've got Countercharge and Nested Mad Dogs. So
can you explain your positioning a bit, why you've done the things you've done?
Sure. So I've got this Kodiak who trampled there, made a Steam Cloud, effectively artificially extend this forest. It doesn't affect Kane or his little gunmate bitch. Does affect the Devil Dogs. I've got these models here behind the forest, so if he comes into it, I can countercharge them. These 2 models over here were to jam up this unit. I basically kind of refused flank. It's kind of hard to refuse flank with this many models, but I gave it a shot. I've gotten all my Tinkers out of 4 inches, apart from, well, this one who's within 2 inches of Karchev. So look, if he goes for me with... If he starts shooting me with trick shots, you'd have to Shadowfire this guy, get an angle this way, not get countercharged, and I'm sort of making it as difficult as I can. Realistically speaking, I need one more turn to start playing the game. So Josh has one turn of, like, basically fucking me in the face.
That's the best turn.
And then we'll see. These guys are sort of jammed up. Mad Dogs, as it turns out, are really good just running at people and just saying, deal with me, bitch.
Would you say Mad Dogs are the new Boomhouse?
Kind of.
Because you've got a full unit of Mad Dogs, right?
Yeah. I got 3 min units.
3 minions.
3 minions. And over to you.
Alright. Okay, that didn't go as well as I wanted it to.
So,
there's
casualties for this turn. There's Kodiak. Two of the Mad Dogs here, one of which was damaged anyway by Kane. And what was it?
a Mad Dog there.
Mad Dog there. So, first things first, if anyone hasn't got the memo, Devil Dogs are really pretty good at killing people.
Yeah, Devil Dogs put the hurt on. They didn't roll very good with some of the rolls, leaving some guys alive, which they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Like over here, there was a Jack which pretty much survived, and he survived as well. Some shots.
The guy
But-
who was crippled before, right here, survived, which blocked up some shots.
Yeah.
Also meant the Devil Dogs couldn't come a bit further.
Dynamo just rolled like shit.
Captain Adept, man. Holy fuck.
Yeah, one good shot.
That guy is on my shit list now.
Yeah, but it was one good shot versus a lot of really subpar rolls. There was a couple. It kind of evened out towards the end, but I would like to kill one more Jack, but that didn't happen. And Chris got pretty lucky with some countercharge, hit some damage.
I got a good countercharge here. That one, it's a 6, might happen.
Yep.
But then I got a lucky countercharge with this fucking Mad Dog. That was much less likely.
Yeah.
So, this is one of the problems with this list is I'm literally facing the optimal counter, which is Devil Dogs with fuckface over there.
I don't think it's the optimal counter yet. I think
It could be better. I mean, you could have but you have one of the units that is designed to kill Jacks, and because of the way you got countercharge shenanigans going on, this Firefly realistically doesn't have to be there, but it does because of countercharge.
I should have gone with my original plan of just keeping Dynamo loaded up, and I think he could have come in and with a charge finish that Mad Dog off and put the hurt on another Mad Dog, because the way you were positioned, it was such a way that you couldn't quite get to where you needed to be. But Dynamo stood and aimed and shot ineffectually.
Yeah. This list is both very forgiving and also kind of technical, so it's weird. Like, the forgiving part is that with countercharge, you force your opponent to make the mistakes for you, and you've got so many boxes. The unforgiving part is if your positioning is wrong. Like, this guy here, because his movement was out, he can't countercharge. It's actually dead weight to me. And
I think this turn being your feet turn is going to be huge for you.
Yeah, so plan is basically...
I think if this list had something like Haley 2 at the mantle, or Haley 3, where it forces you to come in and like trample and just really dominates the table a bit more, it'd be better. But I think Kane can also be a really good answer. And even if this was Striker 2 and there was positive charge just everywhere there, and then I've got my feet turn moves, I think you don't survive this.
No, I think the problem is Kane doesn't really concern me in the Striker does, because Striker I actually have to keep countercharge up just because.
But anyway, we'll talk about that after the game.
Fine.
Alrighty, so heaps of my army evaporated. Karchev's feet, he just hit fucking everything. The only thing which survived really was Ragman, and there's nothing there to kill Ragman anymore, which is frustrating. The Devil Dogs are failing tough checks left, right, and center. I think I passed 2 in total. Yeah, it's frustrating, as I said. The countercharge, Chris fucked up big time. He could have run the Tinker to the other flag and then just made it so he just has to score 2 to win the game.
Oh, shit, yeah. I thought this guy was still contesting.
No,
fuck, you're
you
right.
killed the one contesting guy. You even measured that out earlier. So I did just about everything I could at that turn, which was kill 2 Jacks. And just the devastation which happened over here, and the the Devil Dogs just made it so I couldn't really come back. And there's no way I could get to this flag over here.
Yeah,
So I lost the game.
I score 1 here, and then next turn all I get is kill a Devil Dog with Dump Focus.
Yeah.
Welcome to Dark Guidance.
So what I wanted to do by playing this Kane list into it is there's some really obvious answers to Signal, like Nemo 3 can actually do pretty well against this, Striker 2, Jake's to an extent, Jake's 2 this is, Maddox is actually really legitimate in this list as well, because she just like, oh, you like your Jacks? And she makes Jacks just evaporate, and that just becomes a purely positioning game, so get really interesting. Kane's my boy. So I wanted to make a list with Kane that can deal with just about everything. And Kane, I'm structuring him similar to Kruger 1 last edition, which was he can kill all of the infantry in the universe. So what do you need your list to do? You need it to crack heavies, really. So I was looking at your Boulder 2 bricks, your possible Wormwoods. I think when Wormwood loses shifting stones, that's going to be a big thing. Sorry, not shifting stones, Century stones.
Yeah.
So it'll be just overall easier to deal with as a caster, and I can deal with the heavy version with this. There's some changes I make. The Gun Mage Capture Depth was the last minute.
I think it was fine.
She's cool. She makes Dynamo hit really accurately.
And she does a lot of damage. Like, I think she should stay.
Yeah, she's excellent. She's a superstar. Yeah. Her with Fire for Effect is a really cool just tool on the list. I probably shouldn't have committed so much. I didn't need to give you on the right flank on turn 1 to.
I think if
you give you the jam up option, I could have stayed an inch away.
Yeah.
That's just knowing the two lists.
I think also you don't commit all your Devil Dogs. You commit like half of them. But you have to be really careful because you don't want. Basically, the problem is I picked up all the Devil Dogs on feet turn. When all my shit jacks basically finally realised how to hit.
I also... Positioning on Ragman's a key thing with this list in particular, because if Ragman had been in range of Devil Dogs, I only need to send in 2 Devil Dogs and kill a jack.
Yeah. Because it doubles. It's every Devil Dog is hitting like 4 Devil Dogs.
Yeah. They're insane. They're so good with Signar. I didn't. There's some synergies which are really plain, but I didn't realise straight off the bat, which are heightened reflexes, tough Devil Dogs, and just dig in and get them in your opponent's face. And they are difficult to get because they're armor 17, def 17, armor 13. They're like Idrians.
You don't have to dig in on you don't have to heighten reflex on the first turn either. You can dig in, keep it on Kane if you're feeling.
But still heightened reflexes just in case.
Yeah. Fair.
Because Kane can sit back, and if you're not putting Kane in really tricky positions, like you don't need him to come up and trick shot off things, it's not that bad. I'm iffy about my Jack loadout. I really like Fireflies, especially with the Stormlance package. I might be a bit jaded after this game because Dynamo just rolled shit, and he's generally done fairly well for me. And
this was no fault of Dynamo's, I think.
There's a few things like me putting Dynamo in turn 1. Is obviously a mistake. Not putting Dynamo in turn 1 as a charge is obviously a mistake when I had the free charge from Hunter's Mark. Overall, I think there's a few things still to jiggle with the list. And I like Hunter's Mark in the list because...
Yeah, it's good.
She just puts Dynamo's threat to 13, she puts the Stormlance's threat to 15, all of a sudden you just have to start respecting things more, and it means Kane can do bully board positioning in a standard match.
Yeah, she can also randomly get you kills. Because Kane can charge, punch, gate crash.
Yeah, the other cool thing I really like about Gunfighter is the way it's worded, and this is like something I found at WC recently, is you have half-inch melee on free strikes, and if you don't have melee range, but if you're engaged or engaging, then you've got melee range on them. So if they're putting you at 2-inch reach, then you still can make Gunfighter attacks. So it means Kane has, on reach units, has an extended threat just by... So it's a one-timer extended reach will actually be a disadvantage to your opponent, which is really cool.
Yeah. No longer can you just wave this pole arm in the air and your guy's like, I can't do anything.
Yeah, like Mold can't all of a sudden, like when you hit something and it like gets out somehow, like ammunition maybe.
Yeah.
It's just, the ammunition heavy, so you're just in reach, and then Kane can't shoot anymore. It used to be Mold's protective fit. He'd walk in and just engage Kane at a 2-inch reach.
Yeah.
2-inch reach. And, yeah, that's really cool that doesn't happen anymore.
Well, for my part, shall I go?
How do you feel about the matchup first?
So, this is very much... The first thing you've got to realise about Mad Dogs is it's all very much like a table game. It's all about... Karchev is already really hard to kill, but if you let your opponent get everything on to him, he will die. So, to me, playing this list is about... Like, a lot of the times, the only out they've got is assassination. So if you can just take it off the table, by any means, you just condemn your opponent to having to deal with Mad Dogs.
But him as a caster generally, he's so hard to fucking kill.
He's hard until he's easy to kill.
Because what's his armor?
His armor is 19, and then he's got Focus Camp. But...
So you have to hit him with high-value attacks to actually do things. He's not like most casters in a similar situation where you can just... Because he's got all the tools.
But on the flip side...
Having countercharge, having Road to War.
Yeah.
and then having this box spam. Like, the Mad Dogs themselves are nuts for 7 points. Like, I'm putting 2 Storm Lancers plus Ragman or like 3 Devil Dogs to buy themselves to kill 1, and they're at least equaling or getting better than their points value at my maximum efficacy for killing them.
Yeah.
And then if I have a bad turn of rolling, which I had 2, not bad, but subpar, like just a little bit below average.
The problem is, like, every
huge.
failure of dice, and you're going to have to roll a lot of dice against Mad Dogs, it's just how it works. Every dice failure starts cascading badly, because that's one Mad Dog still alive, gets a focus from Karchev, punches a guy, triggers Road to War, or it just is another model on feet turn. Maybe, like, it happened on turn 2 when you went in with Firefly, and you shot at a Mad Dog, and you didn't kill it. You left on, like, 2 boxes. Well, that Mad Dog still occupies that board space.
Yeah, and it was really frustrating to deal with, so I had to kill that, which meant there's extra high-value attacks going to that to actually break its armor.
When I played in the WTC, I played this Mad Dog spam. I committed an entire unit of pikemen to kill a Mad Dog on 2 boxes, because I had literally no other choice. To be fair, that was my fuck-up. I forgot to shake a jack, I was down on time. But on the other hand, that jack, like, I was out of models. Like, once you start running into problems, like...
And it feels bad when you lose to a Canadian, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Know.
They're really
Thanks,
nice,
Chandler.
so it's... Fuck you, mate.
Chandler's
alright.
Chandler's
really cool.
Chandler's just a general cunt.
Yeah. Bobber, though. Bobber's nice.
Oh man, Bobber's the sweetest dude.
He's the sweetest dude. He even apologised.
I just want to hug him. I held him in place and we watched, like, Smegma Blowjob last year. You were there. It was amazing. Bubba sat down and I'm like, oh, you're going to watch this. And he's like, no, fuck someone stronger than me. Zosha, you ruined me.
Yeah. For my part, this... Yeah, Mad Dogs is good. I think this particular matchup... The problem is you need to play against it a couple of times to figure out how to deal with it. I think the actual funniest thing is the least effective model of his army was Kane.
I didn't feed that game because every turn it was more efficient to give my jacks focus and not feet, and holding your feet against this list doesn't really do a lot. Like,
it really...
I want to get... You have to kind of get Ragman in position.
Yeah.
And there's a few positioning fuck-ups I made. Like, if I played this game another 5 times, I feel like I can get it to, like, with this list.
I think it depends.
I feel like I can get to a 30%.
Yeah. I think it depends on the scenario as well, because if you've got a scenario where you play hard for scenario from the get-go, like, you just go, okay, let's say, like, close quarters or something.
Well, you were saying with this that you felt like this was a hard scenario for you to win, but I think this is actually an advantage to you.
I actually didn't. Did I say that? Okay.
Yeah, you said this.
Well, then I immediately revised my opinion. This is, like, way easy.
Yeah, because you're just like, here, this cheap model camping on the flag, which is worth as much as RS1.
Yes.
It is like, what are they, 30 boxes?
They are, realistically, they're 30 boxes, because you usually frequently damage them at the start of the game.
So this 30 box model, armor 18, you have to deal with him on the flag.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a more egregious version of the troop spam, except the advantage is it doesn't have the shooting.
Yeah.
And if we're looking at something else in a similar boat, we're looking at Ostrom, which is easier to kill because his jacks just evaporate. Like, I've played that a few times now, and the gun bunnies, when they get hit, they just die. Even at armor 21 on feet turn, they just... And there's less models.
There's less models. The funny thing is that gun bunnies is more of a, like, back and forth game, but can feel more unfair because there's a lot more shooting. Whereas the Mad Dogs, it's almost like a puzzle, but if you step wrong against that puzzle, you just get wrecked.
Yeah, how many points is the shooting, Jack? The
Behemoth?
No.
Destroyer.
How many points are they? Are they overcosted
16.
as fuck?
They are overcosted.
Okay, so...
There is a... Like, I'll be honest.
Oh no, we've got a defender, which hits harder, and, you know, there's better melee potential and stuff, and it's just shit. So the points cost.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I actually looked at ways of getting... Like, I actually ran a version which had Behemoth once, and I'm like... I think with this kind of version, like, this particular cook has Kodiaks in it, and the Kodiaks are there to take one of Karchev's few weaknesses off the table, and that is Iris 1. Iris 3 as well, for that matter, because against Red, that's a really big problem. It also means that Ostrom lists have to very specifically have the old UA on the strike force. Or else Ossian, sorry.
Yeah.
And then you got stuff like, well, let's just say against Ostrom, I could just have Karchev, like, camp behind a cloud wall all game.
But why do they have to have the old UA?
If they have the old UA, they can mini-fiend shoot through the cloud. Otherwise, like, if they've got Iris's unit, then they can't shoot through the cloud, and I can just keep creeping Karchev up. Because Karchev...
I think you can use Banshees to reposition your shit. knock it down and shoot it off the table. I don't think it's that big, especially if you've just got 2 jacks.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. I think Ossian's still a bad matchup.
It probably is a bad matchup.
What lists are you afraid of playing the Karchev brick?
Let's see. So first things first, Boulder, but specifically a Boulder 2 brick with wolves.
With the wall, just to...
With the wall. Even, yes. It's specifically... It doesn't have to have Wrong and Snapjaw. It just has to have a wall, because a wall is just really annoying to deal with. More importantly, it's not one of those lists where you can just take it all off the table in one turn, because first you've got Boulder himself, who's just racking worm tokens and just ready to go get its Boulder time. Second, you've got every Warp Wolf basically requires your feet to kill, which doesn't work, right?
Yeah, especially and then you've got a breach to really kill him, and then and breach the earth I think makes it so you can't be knocked down.
Correct, which is the other thing. Normally against Circle, Karchev is good into almost all.
But can't you just position your shit on scenario against that particular type of list, because they have a much lower model count army, and just go, here's three Mad Dogs on a flag. Something like Incursion is super live for him. Here's just 3 jacks on a flag. You have to deal with all 3 till you can get this flag. Or if you don't, and when you come in, you commit and 1 or 2 guys. Now you're open to a counter attack, and then you can make Boulder. It's not going to work on your central scenarios as well. But if you've just got dudes in there, he has to kill. That means when he commits, because he's got no real range presence, that way you can counter-attacking him hard.
There is a counterpoint to that, which is Sentry Stones, but we're getting to semantics.
Yeah, Sentry Stones are annoying as fuck.
Yeah, they are. And they, I think, keep you in the game as the Circle player. If you didn't have that, then I'd agree, because you can, unlike, one of the weaknesses most armies having is feeding, stopping me winning. They have to feed models into the Mad Dogs, which just plays in everything Karchev wants. You get a Road to War trigger. You give me, even if you commit, you generally have to overcommit to kill a Mad Dog, no matter what you send into it. It's just rough.
Yeah, they're annoying.
Other ones, I'd say, look, honestly, a lot of control casters, if they've got the right setup, you can actually beat it. But it's
the countercharge, and it's knowing your positioning. So this is one of those games where a lot of people complain about a lot of different lists, and we're both super competitive players. We both played multiple WTCs. We both played in WTC finals. Some of us won those, some haven't.
Some of us are world champions.
Some of us aren't, but we still
You're a champion in my heart.
I am. Thanks. I appreciate you. It's one of those things where we're obviously competitive players, and we're out for trying to increase everyone's knowledge of the game and trying to make everyone just a bit more aware on how you can deal with certain things. A lot of people jump to conclusions. It's like Osham Gun Bunnies, they're 6 points, but it's only a point less than a Mad Dog, and it's a hand cannon effectively. Yeah, boost hand cannon is annoying, but that power 12, as soon as you start to skew armor a little bit, it gets really hard for them to deal with shit. Helga just fucks that list.
Helga. Really?
Helga?
You mean
Helena,
yes, that's the one.
No, we're not talking about Helga.
No, we're not talking about it. Carver would, sure.
Carver fucks it, Helena fucks it, Ostrom just shoots it off the table and outranges it. You almost have to feet to get in there, and then you can't see any of this shit. He's just got to try and get you with mortars and cycling snipe. That becomes a really interesting... That's a game, actually.
Yeah. I think that particular one, not getting into an Ostrom list, but that particular one is if you've got spray bunnies, you've got a chance. Because otherwise you can't effectively kill
But as well, you can just measure out, so you can be like, even on Ostrom's feet, the spray bunnies only walk 8 and spray 8. So...
It's pretty good.
As long as you're 16 inches away, and Strike Force can be 16 inches away, and still be in range of shooting and walking, and you've got Deadeye as well. And even on feet turn, Ostrom just feats.
I think Ostrom has
just feats.
Sorry, yeah. I think Ostrom has game in there just because he's got Tactician Rulic, so you can realistically hide your spray bunny between 2 gun bunnies.
Yeah, other cool things you can do is...
You can do that
you
list...
run one of your own gun bunnies
and then slam it.
Yeah, and then after you activate your 2 mortars, and you can just make cheese holes in your opponent's armies. There's 2 4-inch pie plates.
Oh my god.
Especially with 5 for effect and snipe.
I actually think that I have a lot of respect for that list. I got fucking wrecked by the WTC.
I don't think it's especially heinous as a list.
It feels worse, but it's probably better.
And you've played it against in the hands of someone like March and Marchak,
yeah.
So it's really hard to deal with in that circumstance. But
then
in the hands of most players, it's going to be a game. And so like Ossian, you standard players, Ossian versus Ostrom, if you've got your 2-2 players at a tournament, I'd give it to the Ossian player every day of the week. But if you've got players at your top level, like your Marchants and your Dylan Simmers,
Yes.
that's going to be a game where it's going to be advantage towards the Ret player. And I think Ret's probably poised right at the top of the meta at the moment. So,
Yeah.
like Mercs are strangely up there. It's really cool.
Mercs, I think the problem is there's a lot of undiscovered country there. It'd be interesting.
Like I've been fucking around with Mercs, and it is such a huge faction, and it's mind blowing about how much you can actually enter. But anyway, we're going off topic here. So the Karchev list.
Yes.
What are you afraid of?
So you want to play against it. I will say you want a list that can comfortably shoot 1 to 2 Mad Dogs off the table.
But you're giving your opponent 4 Mad Dogs a turn.
Yes, but
And they are surprisingly quick across the table.
Yeah, that's...
Like if you go second against this,
yeah,
it can be a difficult matchup depending on your ranges.
It can be, but if you can at least mill the Mad Dogs, because if you can't, you're really doomed.
If you can take that, if you can take countercharge off the table as well with somehow like a repudiate or something like that.
Like
that
Sentry
makes
Stone's
sense
actually a really good choice. Right. So realistically, the weaknesses of this list are any list that can spam Warjacks that can man fight it on multiple turns, which is most realistically Synergy Casters and Helena. Also,
Helena is.
Helena has
shooting.
Hand of Destruction. Like she'll have to play a different game, but she does.
Because Minifeeder Sentinels.
Yeah, like the thing is, she's got the tools. Like Minifeeder Sentinels are actually really difficult to kill. Especially if you don't commit all of them. Because then you're like, well, fuck. Because the problem with the Karchev is you can only feed once.
Yeah.
In addition, it does depend on the Karchev cook, because sometimes if you have 14 Mad Dogs, then you run into real problems with stuff like Arcane Shielded Colossals or whatever.
Even Arcane Shield or Rowdy seems like a problem for you.
Yeah.
Because Armor 23 or your Centurions getting to Armor 24 and not being able to be charged. Like, having them walking in, like a Haley 2 Temple Accelerated Centurion coming in and being like, boop, dead Mad Dog, now you can't charge me back, and then walking in and just flailing ineffectually, dice -10.
Pretty much. Like, there's a reason why I mentioned Baldur as an example, because a Roots of the Earth Getorix is like is literally the worst to kill.
Behind a wall.
Just like, at that point, you start stacking stuff. Like, if you're in a lake behind a wall, then the Mad Dogs can't get around the wall. They can't even reach over it, whereas Getorix is like...
Yeah, and he can kill. He ultimately want to turn himself.
Yeah, like, that's what you kind of need. Alternately... So basically, the Mad Dog list has weird problems going the distance sometimes. Heavy Control will beat it. Specifically, it's generally got bad answers to Pathfinder. So if you can give Pathfinder out, like Wormwood traditionally is not very good into Karchev, but Wormwood can outplay the Karchev player.
Yeah, so that comes down to skill. But so you're looking at, I think it's now you got to watch out for Striker 2.
Yes, Striker.
Possibly Nemo 3 depending on your build.
Striker 2, Jakes.
Haley 2. Jakes is okay because
sorry, not Jakes. Maddox, that's the one.
Maddox definitely.
Yeah. But you have to play it right. I'd say Striker
if you get a hand to a very competent Kane player, this game isn't the best example, but I think you can play it really well, and I think you have to have a list very tailored to it. I like Stormblades into it, surprisingly enough, because Stormblades can just assault in and blow the fuck out of them off the table. Like, Stormblades are as good, if not better, than Devil Dogs with the Firefly Empire.
I think, actually, the Devil Dogs are better, just because you can do the
knockdown.
Yeah, the knockdown is really important.
Yeah.
I will say the other...
So that's Sigma. Darius, maybe? Because he can put out the same thing as Nemo. Or like, he can put out the Centurion pretty far. And he can also jackhammer his jack, so he can run them into place.
I think it's a bit sketchy, but...
And if you don't kill it, he just makes them auto-repair to max.
Yeah, but I don't think that's relevant, because I think he just gets completely destroyed.
I'm just saying...
it's more like...
It could be a game.
I like Striker better for that. I think Striker 2.
Like, also, Striker 1, surprisingly, because of invincibility feat.
It's...
He needs the alpha on you, though.
Yeah, that's, like, the problem I see is, like, Striker 2's army and feat play very well into what you want against Mad Dogs. You got Storm Lancers, which you can't trample over. You have positive charge.
I think as well Striker 1 with...
also, Striker...
Jedi.
Yeah, Striker...
Sorry, not Jedi. With Snipe on Devil Dogs and
yeah.
Earthquake to knock stuff down for counter charge.
So one thing to consider is that you can make a list tailored to beat Mad Dogs, just have to make it capable of fighting the rest of the Kador faction.
And that's why I'm trying to find an answer with Kane 2.
Yeah.
As I said, I definitely think it's doable, but I think Kane 2 can play just about anything in the game, but it really takes a special way to play the game. So that's Sigma, and we've talked about Circle.
Yeah, Menoth, Armon is the best counter. Hurriclaner is apparently a 50-50. I would say...
Hurricane is pretty cool, but...
I feel actually better into it because countercharge stops his feet going super hog wild.
What else are you playing in Menoth again? Like,
Armon is the big one.
What else are you gonna? What else do you think? What else are you actually scared of seeing across the table?
Hobby, actually.
Really?
Hobby, yeah. Because
Why is that?
if you got the right hobby list with, like, Cav, well, there is actually a fairly limited number of attacks going in.
What about? Oh man, Fiorentina's just not good, is she?
No, she isn't. It's like, you realistically... It's either you can out-man fight it to such a ridiculous degree, you can go the distance over multiple turns. Like, for instance...
because of sacrifice thing.
Yeah. Mana. That's...
this game.
Yes, that one. The one I just said. Like, let me put an example. A Knight's Exemplar Seneschal goes into one of your jacks, hits it twice because it's a fucking Kador jack, slams it into another. So it's just done 3 Weapon Master hits.
Isn't he like 6 points?
He's 5, I think.
5 points. That's almost a mad dog.
Doesn't matter because it turns out when he doesn't die, he's invincible.
Really?
And then
if you don't die, you're invincible.
Yeah, well, it gets better, right? Because you kill him at him, right?
Like if you die, you're dead.
No, it's when people die, they get killed.
Sure.
But yeah, okay, whatever points value he is, like, okay, cool. So the Mad Dog player tries to kill you, and then he just falls over. So he doesn't even trigger Warpath because of his, like, weird and doesn't die thing. And then it starts creating problems. So I'd say Harvey. Harvey, probably, I mean, Testament, no, that doesn't really feel
well,
right.
how about, let's look at Hordes. So we've obviously, I think Pigs can do it because Carver can just come in and...
Rask can do it, but Rask, I think it's the Rask player's game to lose.
Yep.
Like...
So let's not go too much into the actual matchup itself,
Sure.
just more about the casters
Fair
and
enough.
General popular builds.
Legion, I have actually lost to Thagrosh before. I think...
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, right?
With this list?
Not this list. No, with a different one.
With Karchev, though.
But I have lost with Karchev. Even that was on like 5 camp or something. When you get down to it, you can still die to shit like that.
Yeah.
It's more realistically, if he gets like Karchev can tank a heavy pretty comfortably, but if it's like a heavy plus X, and they just spike a bit too high, you start getting the problems.
But behind a wall of dudes like that,
yeah, it's really
so hard. I think Ran, you're just straight dead as well.
Yes.
We didn't mention the all-powerful Ran and King Dylan.
Yeah. Well, the other, as I said, one of the models that Karchev fears is Iris 1. So any model that appropriately uses Iris.
That Ostrom list, man, with sniped Iris 1,
yeah.
just being able to walk and be
that's actually that's one of the reasons I'm really afraid of that list.
And then she can have. You can cycle bullet dodger to her, so she's Def 18, so she's really difficult to dig out.
Because the problem is also with your Karchev is that once you get hit by Iris 1 once and you lose all your focus, it's really hard to deal with Iris 1.
Yeah, and then you take counter charge off the table for a turn.
Just like, yeah.
But,
let's see. Trolls, like, you got Madrak, who's pretty, I reckon...
I don't think Madrak's good into it. Because, I don't think Madrak's good generally.
Yeah,
we're Australian, we go with European guys. Madrak 2 just isn't that good. Cool Sacrifice is fine. But
I think he is, yeah.
I think that Jay Larson, which is what he played at WC, I think that's legitimate.
Yes, that's what I was thinking, to be honest.
But I think, traditional builds with your warders and stuff like that, I don't think that's as crash home to this.
No, definitely not. Because it's not really about Madrak, it's about, like,
Blood Fury dudes.
Blood Fury dudes. It does have weaknesses, because the Blood Fury means that on the counter charge, you got to watch for when the Karchev player, when you charge at the extreme angle, and then the Karchev player just does a sneaky counter charge that you can't retaliate towards, and just takes a free dude off the table, because it starts really adding up.
And, like, the list has board presence. Like, the list spreads out really well. Like, 12-inch control area doesn't sound a lot, but Karchev being so invincible can push up the table a little bit harder.
Yes. I would say otherwise you're looking like...
So we've gone Legion, we've gone Minions, and Mercs. You've got a few other good answers to Mercs, like Bart can be surprisingly good into there with batting down the hatches.
Yeah.
You should just get that armor skew and take down range of Mad Dogs, and Galleons can just pull dudes out into his control area and you can rip them apart.
Bart does what I said before, which is
Magnus
he can kill 1 to 2 Mad Dogs per turn.
Yeah.
Which is, like, that forces the Karchev player to start having to make an action happen.
Yeah. Magnus 2, I think, as well. Really good. Just for feet. He can come in, he can alpha you.
Yes.
And then he can just feet and Calamity's really good in that list because it's +2/+2, and then let's add Ragman and Devil Dogs in that, just for an example.
Calamity, not such a big deal, but the Fig definitely.
Yeah, well, we're just talking about you
Yeah.
put Magnus 2 in a position where you can't counter
Yes.
hit him back at all.
Mm.
And then he's just in a really interesting position for next turn to build a Calamity back off.
Yeah.
And you can't do much about that.
Calamity and upkeep.
No.
Alright, sure.
That's why Talith Gunline, I think, as well, can do fairly well into it. She can remove 2 Mad Dogs a turn.
I would disagree with that.
Do you reckon?
No. What I'd say is Epic Car is actually a much better choice.
True.
Because the thing is, if you can, with Epic Car, you can commit into it and pull back. So a lot of the thing is, do not just think that because you bring damage to the table, you can beat the Mad Dogs, because there is all the positioning shit going on. And it's a lot more about how you apply it and whether you can tank the return hit.
So would you say,
Like,
this for me, I perceive this matchup as something which you just have to play a lot, and you have to know this matchup inside out.
Yes.
And you have to be able to outposition your opponent big time. Like Chris made some early positioning mistakes, which let me get heavies into positions where he couldn't countercharge at all.
yeah.
And just blocking his own charge lanes. As we get into this more, we could obviously put some things out there. We've still got the January errata coming out a fucking week before CanCon in
Yes.
Australia. But at least they made it a month or so before SmogCon. So
Wait a minute, it's like 2 weeks before SmogCon.
I think it was before.
We're like a week or so after them.
Well,
Whatever.
SmogCon's in February.
The important thing is we've got like a week to decide. And
Because I was still in Poland then.
fair enough.
I came down at SmogCon, so
Yeah, alright. Nice work.
thanks. Did pretty well. Yeah, I think something has to change for that, and I think it's like Karchev's tools are really cool, but it's I
Realistically,
don't think you could take spells off that card.
no. Realistically, the problem is the Mad Dogs have Jury Rig. If they did not have Jury, like people have played this list before. They played it in Mark II. They played it with Berserkers, which effectively did the same thing without Jury Rig. Jury Rig means that the models can run 12. They have presence on the table, so they can project those threats, which is a problematic because every one of those jacks on feet turn goes crazy. So if you were to take Jury Rig off of the Mad Dogs and replace it with Fleet, probably.
Why do you place it with anything? For a 7 point, like look at the Nomad, for example.
Then take
it's a 10-point jack.
Yeah.
It hits harder, but that's an extra 3 points. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for it harder. It's reliable, so when you repair it, it gets a bit.
Well,
What-
the
what are
Nomad I think is actually really good for 10 points. It's
But
just
either way, if you took all the rules off the back of a Mad Dogs card, I still think they're good. I don't think you need Jerry. I don't think you need the boosted tackles. Like it doesn't need a card with the back of the rules for, or it needs to
it
increase
just
your
needs to
points.
basically on the table, really.
Yeah,
yeah,
all you're after is just cheap, high boxes, heavies. The fact that
yeah.
they're so cheap and then they get all this extra cool stuff. That's to
Yeah.
me where it starts to become a bit over the top.
Because
Like if
think
there
of-
were 3 points of pop more, it means instead of getting 3 Mad Dogs, you're getting 2 Mad Dogs.
Well, yeah. Like, I don't think, like, if you want to... I would not increase their points cost, because they're not really worth it, even with Mad Dog's consideration. I mean,
But
put
that's
in
the thing.
perspective, right? Berserkers exist already. And the reason why you don't take Berserkers, you do take Mad Dogs, and the Berserkers hit harder, and have Berserk, which is really good on feet turn, right? Reason why is they don't have Jury Rig. If you take off Jury Rig, this list really loses a lot of steam. At that stupid pun there, but at that point you got to consider. That's pretty good. Because the thing is, at that point you start really shutting it down with control. You can't say, because the problem is theoretically every one of those Mad Dogs has a 13-inch threat range. They don't, but they can. But they don't, but they can.
Yeah, and if you
just go, all right, Karchev spins for damage.
and if you're going first with this list, you can run up the table and put your Warpath out
Yes.
instead of the counter charge, and that gives you, so depending on how your opponent's positioning next turn,
Yeah.
you've got the choice then to head out focus and go the Warpath route, and then put counter charge up afterwards, which I
Yeah.
think might be a better play in a lot of situations.
Yeah, some armies don't give you a chance to pop counter charge.
Exactly, and you're not moving that far up the table on if you're going first.
Yeah.
Your opponent's going to have a chance to really get into those ranges, or you can be like, oh, they don't counter charge up, and they start to position a bit stupidly, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
you've got Warpath triggers and things like that, road to war triggers. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, if you looked at our game here, I, on first turn, got up into shooting range of Kane. which is not possible otherwise unless you put a speed buff on a Jack. And the only guys who've got access to that currently in Kador are Harkovich. Actually, no, that's not true.
But
Only ones who've got
speed
access
buffs
to...
everywhere.
I do, but battle group wide speed buffs that can get me up that far, the only one who can do it is Harkovich.
Yeah.
And Mad Dogs.
And Vlad 1's feet.
Yeah, I'm not popping a feat just to get my models shot to death by Kane.
Why not?
Because I don't want
Seems
to.
fine.
I want to have my models punch you in the face.
So
Like, this list could have...
what we're saying,
sorry.
just generally about, because it's running a bit long now, we're saying generally is come with an answer for Karchev, but somehow cover the other Kador matchups, which is a bit tricky, because what would you pair with this guy? Anything?
I'm thinking about it. I think Erusk can be a decent pair. Because Erusk can cover all this synergy casters.
Because
you can make him cover Ossian as well.
And also, like...
Yeah. Vlad similarly. Like, Epic... Any of the Vlads, actually.
Did Iris-1 change much?
Erusk 1?
Yeah.
He got better. He got battle plans, which are nice. Like, I would pair this probably with a bunch of dude spam, probably with Manowar, Rifleman, the usual good Kador models.
Yeah.
I have also considered pairing this with Strakov.
But Strakov's, you just put two interesting SKUs. So you've got your speed alpha strike SKU,
Yes.
and then you've got your heaps of jack SKU. But I think they're both susceptible to the same things.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I think Haley 3 into this gives me a game.
Yeah.
And the same with Karchev.
Yeah.
Sorry, the same with Strakov. Haley 3 for me, we played that game a lot.
That's true.
And
whereas if
Haley 3 has the advantage. I'm shooting in the face with two defenders every turn. And
it's also still very awkward to kill baby Haley, even with Karchev's feet.
Yeah, she's super fucking cool.
Oh my god.
Def 18 to Thingo.
Yeah. Whereas if I pair this with Vlad, I think I get a better choice, because I can just tell the Cloud Wall to fuck off.
Vlad 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Either way, Vlad 2. Or even, like, Vlad 1, just walk up Torch, I guess, with Fiend.
Yeah,
I'd have to think about it.
So you're looking at your Vlads.
Yeah.
Your
Erusk
2.
Yes.
The real Erusk. Come on. He's been the real Erusk for a long time.
I know.
People who thought he was bad in Mark 2 were fucking scrubs. Look, and also with Mark 2, we're just going to get back a little bit there for a second. If you played against Chris as a heavy player in Mark 2, you were fucked. Like, you did not realise. Like, I'm coming as one of the better players in Australia and probably one of the top single players worldwide, and like, it was just the most mind-numbing, unfun experience ever, which is what I liked to give to my opponent, and instead I was getting it back from a Kador player, which I would traditionally think is an easy matchup.
That's pretty good.
And people kept dropping Butcher 3 into me, which was just like, yes, please give me Butcher 3. Look at my WTC final game last year. Like, that's exactly how every Butcher 3 game ever went for me. Like, the only time I almost lost to Butcher 3 is when I'd been up for 3 days straight and I still won that tournament. So...
Yeah, that... One thing, just in general, never bring a list that can be, like, super outplayed by your opponent like that, because you're just going to get into the matchup, and you're just going to have no input, as Josh is like, thank you for showing up, allow me to walk you through your demise.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I rarely let the Butcher 3 player last past turn 2.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was Mark 2, so nobody gives a fuck anymore. I think... Nobody cares. I think there's plenty of answers out there for this. It's something you've just got to play against, which is what I think we're bringing to the table here is it's fucked. It's really annoying. Mad Dogs themselves probably need to go down a little bit.
It's realistically, it's its positioning comboed with its box spam. Its box spam's